wish I was out there.
Let son retire.
That's why I'm at.
Hey, Grandpa!
Grandpa?
I still got it.
Hey, I need that senior discount.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
We toil. We sweat. We live. We breathe. We ache and cry and laugh and bleed. We dance. We play. We love. We nourish. We yearn and wish and hope and cherish. We mend. We heal. We repair. We sow. We love this land. It's what we do.
Good evening and welcome to our 2023 Upper Sandusky High School Homecoming festivities. We had our annual homecoming parade on Thursday evening, and we would like to thank all those who braved the weather and came out to support our students and all the organizations that participated. Tonight we'll be crowning our king and queen, and we'll begin by celebrating our homecoming court. The first Jeep coming by is a red Jeep. Here driving our homecoming king nominee Holden Darris and homecoming queen nominee Lauren Baker. The Jeep is provided by Mr. and Mrs. Chad Baker. Let's give a hand for Lauren and Holden. provided by Mr. and Mrs. Matthew Frombaugh. It is transporting Homecoming King nominee Gavin Fry and Homecoming Queen nominee Mulaney Bose. The blue Jeep, provided by Ms. Jill Shaper, is bringing Homecoming King nominee Jacob Halter and Homecoming Queen nominee Nora Estes. Our fourth Jeep coming around the bend is carrying Homecoming King nominee Ethan Hill and Homecoming Queen nominee Emily Rulin. Brian Godfrey provided this Jeep for the evening. And coming across the track on the Jeep provided by Mr. and Mrs. Adam Lichty is Homecoming King nominee Corey Washburn and Homecoming Queen nominee Jenna Wanger. Our final Jeep this evening is driving our 2022 Homecoming King Jason Barr and Homecoming King Valoria Stowers. It is being driven by Athletic Director Mr. Blake England and also is Student Council Advisor Denise Clark. And on the other side of the field is Student Council Advisor Melissa Cunningham. We thank them for all their hard work this last week and throughout the year to make Student Council a productive organization.
You gotta make room for him up there so we can get in our seats. Pardon? Okay. Somebody up there needs to make room for him. Somebody needs to make room for the photographers so we can get our seats. Got that? Up there. Hey, Mikey. Your videographer needs to get up there so we can take movies so we can get our seats. I'll keep talking to you the whole game until something's done.
And now it's time to present this year's Homecoming Court. Entering the field at this time, American Legion Post 225, sorry about that. Please stand and acknowledge our flag. Thank you. Our first nominee for Queen entering the field is Miss Lauren Baker. Escorting Lauren across the field is her mother, Christina, and father, Chad. Lauren has been involved in band, track, and field, cross country, 1X, student council, and Wyandotte County Younger Professionals. She also teaches Sunday school at St. Paul Lutheran Church. Lauren's future plans include attending the University of Kentucky to major in communications and business, followed by mortuary school. Miss Lauren Baker. Next, we have our first nominee for King, Mr. Holden Darris. Escorting Holden across the field is mother Tamila and his father Chris. Holden has been involved in soccer, basketball, and tennis. He is also a member of the Wyandotte County Younger Professionals, Student Council, and co-president of the National Honor Society. Holden's future plans include attending Kent State, where he plans to major in financing. Mr. Holden Darris. Our second nominee for Queen is Miss Mulaney Bose. Escorting Mulaney across the field is her mother Tina and father Kevin. Mulaney has been a majorette for the marching band and a percussionist for the concert band. She is also a member of the National Honor Society, an active member of the FFA, and is currently serving as president. Mulaney's future plans include going to college to pursue a career in the agricultural field and dairy industry. Ms. Mulaney Bose. Our second nominee for King is Mr. Gavin Fry. Escorting Gavin across the field is his mother Stacy and his father Todd. Gavin has played basketball and baseball, where he was a part of the 2023 North and 10 Baseball League champs and district runner-up team. He also plays football and has been on the football leadership team for 3 years. Gavin's future plans are to attend college for criminal justice law enforcement. Mr. Gavin Fry. Our third nominee for Queen is Miss Nora Estes. Getting Nora across the field is her mother, Catherine Lucas. Nora has been involved in tennis, competition cheer, and 1X. She is also a member of the National Honor Society, Wyandotte County Younger Professionals, and Book Club. Nora's future plans include attending either the Ohio State University or the University of Cincinnati to study nursing and eventually work in pediatrics. Miss Nora Estes. Our third nominee for King is Mr. Jacob Halter. Escorting Jacob across the field is mother Michelle and father Barry. Jacob is a member of the baseball team and is also a member of the National Honor Society. Jacob's future plans include attending a 4-year university to major in mathematics and play baseball. Mr. Jacob Halter. Our fourth nominee for Queen is Miss Emily Rulin. Escorting Emily across the field are her parents Jim and Jen Rulin. Emily has been involved in soccer, swim, band, and choir. She is a member of the Wyandotte County Younger Professionals, Student Council, the National Honor Society, where she is currently co-president, Spanish Club, Prom Committee, and Book Club. Emily has been very involved in 1X, fall plays, musical, and drama club. Emily's future plans include attending Kent State University and majoring in nursing. Ms. Emily Rulin. Our fourth nominee for King is Mr. Ethan Hill. Escorting Ethan across the field are his mother Ryan and his father Jason. Ethan has participated in football, the football leadership team, and baseball. He is also a member of the National Honor Society, Wyandotte County Younger Professionals, and DECA. Ethan's future plans include attending a 4-year university majoring in business. Mr. Ethan Hill. Our final nominee for Queen is Miss Jenna Wanger. Escorting Jenna across the field are mother Katie Ross, father Justin Wanger, as well as Sarah Benedict.
You're live.
Jenna has been involved in swim,
And
track,
welcome
and
to
volleyball.
Upper Sandusky High School. Jared Moore, Tim Byrie here on WBCO. We have the Upper Sandusky Rams and the Colonel Crawford Eagles. That's coming up. We'll have more of the pregame show right here on WBCO coming up next.
This is Ted Coder from Monarch Body Shop.
Our final nominee for King is Mr. Corey Washburn. Escorting Corey across the field are Sharon Scott and Darcy Washburn. Corey has been involved in golf and is a member of the Wyandotte County Younger Professionals. Corey's postgraduate plans are to attend a 4-year university. Mr. Corey Washburn. And now as the court comes together, entering the field is our 2022 homecoming queen, Valoria Stowers. Valoria is currently attending Cuyahoga Community College, where she is majoring in art. Valoria is also playing basketball for the college. Let's give a big hand for Miss Valoria Stowers. And welcome back our 2022 homecoming king, Mr. Jason Barr. Jason is currently attending The Ohio State University, where he is majoring in education. Please welcome back Mr. Jason Barr. And now Jason and Valoria, please help us with the moment we've all been waiting for. And King, Miss Marion King, Mr. Jacob Halter. Congratulations to the entire court and especially to Melanie and Jacob. And at this time, if we could have the court come to the sidelines for their pictures. Court, please come to the sidelines for your pictures.
Back here on WBCO, Jared Moore, Tim Byrie, as we have the Colonel Crawford Eagles and the Upper Sandusky Rams coming into play tonight. The Colonel Crawford Eagles 5-1, 2-1 in the N10. Upper Sandusky 3-3, but also a 2-1 record in the N10. And Tim, Crawford loses their first game of the year last week against a Cary team, 27-7. It was close going into the fourth quarter, and then Cary kind of pulled away, and a couple of mistakes later, they really continued to pull away, and Crawford failed to stay within themselves in that game, and Cary ends up winning, but Crawford comes back. Upper Sandusky, they've climbed out of a little bit of a hole that they were in early in the season. They come back, and they're on a little bit of a winning streak, a couple games here, 2-1 in the N10 as well.
Well, both teams are still in the race for the N10. Obviously Cary in the driver's seat right now is the undefeated team. But, Crawford kind of wore out. They weren't able to run the ball most of the game. And then, then they just wore down and they took it to them. And, the same with Upper, they've got things going in the league. So they're both, in the league race, and a good matchup tonight.
Yeah, defensively, Colonel Crawford has held strong, obviously giving up those 27 points last week, but most part the defense has been stout for Colonel Crawford.
Well, they've been really good defensively all year. They were second in the league and are still second in the league, I believe, in defense, even after giving up some rushing yards last week to Cary. So obviously, their defense is very good. And they got two nice running backs.
Yeah, you can't complain about the running backs. Micah Thomas, 107 yards per game, 7.6 yards per carry. That's almost unheard of at 7.6 yards per carry.
Yeah, when you give him the ball, he's going to get you close to a first down, and so give you a good chance of getting that first down. And so they're going to have to keep that going. Trevor Volt's going to have to help out with the rushing, and certainly Connor McMichael as well.
They also need to. We're going to take a quick break here on WBCO as we take a break for the national anthem. We'll be back with more of the pregame show here on WBCO and the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
7, 6,
5,
5, 4, 3, 2.
And we're back here on WBCO and the OH report from Upper Sandusky High School. Almost set for kickoff here as we continue into our pregame show. Jared Moore alongside Tim Byrie. Let's get back to those keys here for Colonel Crawford as they come in with that record of 5-1 and 2-1 in the conference. And they have to forget about last week.
Well, that's the first thing. You know, they got beat up a little bit. They got out physical a little bit, and but that's over. So now you got to move on because, you know, you're still well on your way to a great season. You want to make sure you're going to get a high seed in the playoffs, and so that you get a home game, maybe 2 home games, and also then you also want to remain in the league race. So get rid of it and move on.
For Upper Sandusky, they have to continue to allow their passing attack to win the game. I mean, you can't kind of get into a back and forth battle here, and the receiving corps as well has to make those catches like they have all season long.
No, absolutely. I mean, they lead the league in passing yards per game. Caden Holman is certainly a weapon back as a quarterback, very accurate, and got a very strong arm. And then they got a nice receiving corps, you know, in Fry, Martinez, Hill, and Caleb Francis, among others. And so they got to really take advantage of that. Caden Holman's going to have to be the one that really leads them. You know, he's certainly our spotlight player of this game, and they're gonna go as he goes. So we want to make sure they want to make sure that they keep him upright, and because Crawford's probably going to try to put a lot of pressure on him. Some of our, you know, the keys for Upper Sandusky certainly, you know, are they got to keep Crawford from just maintaining the ball, you know, from just going on long runs, long drives in the running game. So that's obviously one of the biggest keys. They want to get their hands on the ball because they want to play offense.
And then small defensive wins, obviously, for Upper. You can't take a big gain from Micah Thomas when he's averaging 7.6 and kind of just hang your head. You got to get small wins here. You know, hold them to 3 or 4 yards and then see if you can hold them to a 3rd down and see what they can do from there. And that's where Crawford has kind of struggled a little bit here on 3rd down this year.
Oh, absolutely. Get him in 3rd down and long. Something, you know, we had Upper earlier in the year against a really good Galleon football team, and they weren't able to do that. You know, that Gabe Ivey was running 7 and 8 yards beyond the line of scrimmage before he was even getting touched. So they don't want to get into, you know, those situations. Get those small wins, give up a couple yards here, a couple yards there, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, put Crawford in a passing situation, and that's something that they don't want to have to do.
And remember, Colonel Crawford lost this game last year, so I would assume that is on the minds of Coach Bruner and company as Colonel Crawford comes out in the away white uniforms. They have black numbers on those jerseys and black helmets as well.
A little easier to see things.
And for Upper Sandusky, they will return orange numbers on the black jerseys, and heading up the left side of the field and cut down around the 20-yard line was Gavin Fry. And that will start our game here from Upper Sandusky, led by quarterback Caden Holman. 63% on his throws, 20 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. He's throwing for over 1,500 yards, and this is an Upper Sandusky offense that averages over 400 yards a game. We saw them earlier against Galleon this year where they were able to score the ball, but it's just their defense.
Yeah, and the main thing, as I said in pregame, got to keep Holman upright.
They'll send Francis in motion. There is a bad snap. Holman's going to take it himself up over the 20-yard line to the 22. Kind of a bad snap there to start this game. A little bit high, a little bit too hot for Holman.
Yeah, it's a little.
Decides to just blow it up and run it himself.
Yeah, like you said, not only was it high, it was also came back pretty quick, and so I don't know if that was a designed run play or he just bobbled it and got what he could get.
He has Lewis behind him in the backfield. Does Holman try to get Crawford to jump, but kind of flinch a little bit, but not drawing off sides. Here's Holman in the gun. with Lewis behind him. They'll hand it to Lewis, or no, they'll fake it to Lewis, and he throws it a little bit high to Gavin Fry and incomplete. Had him on a slant route across the middle of the field, and Gavin Fry had some room to run if he makes that catch.
Yes, he did. It certainly looked like that to be the case, and you know, a good long fake by Holman to the running back and Ward, and it looked like he had just put a little too much on it.
Gavin Fry has 7 touchdowns receiving on the year. They're going to throw again here on 3rd down. They're going to throw it long to Fry and incomplete. Coverage by Lucas Foy, and there is no flag.
Yeah, it looked like they were hoping for an interference call, and I've seen less contact this year get one, but you know, that's something that, as you can see on the replay, that he did have his hands on him a little bit, but you know, that's something to look forward to as the game goes on. Are the officials going to stay consistent with that and let Crawford's DBs get their hands on the receivers a little bit?
Be surprising here if Holman delivers a punt to Trevor Vogt and end over end, and this is not a good punt at all. This is going to be out around the 35-yard line. We'll see where the official spots it as he runs all the way up close to midfield and then takes the long trek back down the sideline.
Yes, Steve.
And continues to go. And he says at the 35-yard line.
So very short field for Crawford.
Yeah, obviously not what you wanted there. We said in the keys to the game, they only take up a minute of clock, and Colonel Crawford already has it at the Upper Sandusky 35-yard line.
Although
off the side of the foot.
Yeah, the upside, though, to it was he had a guy open with some running room in Fry that he could have got the ball to. And then, you know, he could have got an interference call on a deep ball. So there are some positives that might go on as the game continues.
This will be Thomas. Off the right side, Thomas kind of buries his way to the 30-yard line before he's shoved down. Holman on the tackle. And, you know, we mentioned this a lot in that game against Galleon. It's Caden Holman stepping up out of his defensive back spot, his safety spot, and making the tackles. And that's something that really has to be controlled here for Upper, as Crawford's going to get to that secondary quite a bit with their running game.
Well, and it's what we said. You don't want to give them 5 yards on first down.
This time a little bit better as Micah Thomas falls forward to the 27-yard line. And this will be a 3rd and manageable, about 3rd and 2 here for the Eagles.
Well, and the thing is, they probably have 2 downs to get it. And, you know, Crawford, I'm sure, wants to do nothing more than rev up this running game that got shut down. You know, they were under 100 yards last week against Cary. That doesn't happen very often. They're in their wing T set with 2 tights and a wing.
Connor McMichael and Micah Thomas in that 2-back set. Trevor Vogt under center, fakes the handoff. He's going to run it himself, sweeping along the left side. He's got room inside the 20, cuts it back inside the 10, and then it's dragged down around the 5-yard line. Trevor Vogt on the play-action rollout keeps it down the left side, and a huge gain there for the Eagles, and it's 1st and goal.
Yeah, he gave a good fake, and, you know, with the inside run that Crawford usually features, you can see all the Upper Sandusky linebackers sucking in, and there was no one on the outside. And Vogt, with his great speed, was able to get to the corner.
Vogt under center. They'll feed it to McMichael off the left tackle. Eludes a defender and then can walk into the end zone. Connor McMichael with the touchdown here for Colonel Crawford, and they're on the board first.
Not what Upper was looking for. Was, you know, to have a quick drive all on the ground. It didn't take very long, and Crawford made it look kind of easy. So they're going to have to figure out a way to tighten up this defense or try to win a shootout. And probably that is the way it's going to have to go for them, to be quite honest.
Braxton Morton attempts the extra point and knocks it through. And that'll take us to our first timeout here from Upper Sandusky. Connor McMichael, a 5-yard touchdown run, gets them on the board first. They lead at 7-0. You are listening to high school football on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction. proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Two.
Back here on WBCO and the OH Report. Upper Sandusky taking the kickoff up over the 20-yard line to the 24. And that's where they will start out their second possession. You mentioned those positive, but first, before we get to that, our first to score brought to you by Chevrolet of Bucyrus. Save more on Route 4 must be Connor McMichael, as he was the first to score. So congratulations, Connor. You'll get a free T-shirt and a gift card to a local restaurant.
Very important for Upper to get a response here, get a couple, at the very least, get a couple first downs, move the ball, and keep Crawford's offense off the field.
Holman on the keeper, and he's going to be stopped short of the line of scrimmage. And back there to blow it up was Payne DeGray on the tackle.
Yeah,
back to the 22.
That was a design quarterback run that time, and just tried to run a little power off tackle play, and Crawford wasn't fooled at all and got a lot of people to the football in a hurry.
8:48 to play here in the first quarter. Holman under center, or excuse me, in the shotgun, as there is a flag that flies. And a false start. And that's something, once again, Upper's shooting themselves in the foot. A little bit of an overthrow, bad snap, false start. These are things that you cannot do against a Crawford team that might just be a little bit hungrier than they were a week ago.
I'm sure they had a very physical week of practice because they got out physical for the first time all year. And they're spreading out. Upper was kind of in a bunch formation the last time, and now they're spread out a lot more.
They're going to run the counter play on the backside and flip it over to Lewis. Lewis with room to run across the 25 to the 27 is Ethan Lewis. And maybe if he just eludes one more defender there, he's running a little bit longer. But more of a manageable third down at 3rd and 7.
Yeah, they just kind of ran a quick screen over there, and a one-man screen and one blocker. And Lewis had quite a bit of room to run.
Holman to throw again, swings it up the right side, and it's incomplete. Max Martinez, the intended receiver, but incomplete. And once again, a punt and a 3-and-out here for Upper Sandusky.
Yeah, not, again, at all what they were looking for. And
they found the soft spots, though, it seems, in that Colonel Crawford defense on a couple of these throws, but they're missing him by a foot or so.
Yeah, he's just a little, Holman's just a little off right now. He's just got to settle down, and everything will be fine.
Barely gets this punt away. He was ran into, and no call by the officials. And they're going to mark it at the Colonel Crawford 48-yard line.
So again, great field position for Colonel Crawford. And that, again, that's something else they don't need to have, is just continuing to give Crawford short fields. But a lot of pressure, and again, I'm not real sure, unless they're saying he got somehow pushed into the kicker or blocked into the kicker or whatever. But there was a little contact, and I thought maybe they'd get a roughing call, but to no avail.
Even a running into the punt.
Yeah.
Maybe Upper tries to go for it. At this point, you got to be aggressive if you're Upper, honestly. I mean, your backs are against the wall already here in the first quarter. Micah Thomas carries it again off left tackle, makes a move inside, makes a couple man miss. Up over the 40-yard line to the 38 and into Upper territory. They had that initial contact at the line, but Micah Thomas, he's not going to just go down by getting touched. You got to bring a full force to tackle him, and they did not do that right there.
You can tell that Coach Bruner's decided they will be physical this week. They are not getting into the shotgun or doing any of that stuff. They're in their basic wing T formation, 2 tight ends, a wing, a fullback, a running back, and they're going to run the football.
They fake it to McMichael. Vote's going to throw, swings it across his body, and it's tipped and incomplete. And not a good throw there by Trevor Vogt. And, I mentioned getting him going. I don't think it's necessarily with the running game. They have to get him going with the passing game if they want to make some moves come the next couple of weeks towards the playoffs. He's throwing 4 touchdowns to 5 interceptions.
That was a perfect example of what his problem is. This is his first year as a quarterback. He rolled to his left, never got his shoulders around. And so he threw the ball behind the guy. You got to get your shoulders around, get your front shoulder, your left shoulder pointed at the receiver, and you complete the pass.
They'll bring in Baker this time to hand it off to Micah Thomas, and he drags the pile past the first down marker inside the 25, and another first down here for Colonel Crawford. We know they can run the football, but you would like to see Crawford kind of work on the passing game a little bit, as you just alluded to with Trevor Vogt, kind of getting his feet squared up. That time, they bring in Peyton Baker to just hand the ball off, but Trevor Vogt was sweeping in motion.
I think they need to work on the passing game at practice, though, because tonight they're going to be able to run the football just like they just did again.
As Micah Thomas off the left tackle, tripped up over the 20-yard line.
And so let's continue to just run the football, win the game, and this week of practice, continue to work on their passing game and try to shore it up. But, they're not going to get his feet straightened out and things during this game. They can tell him, but unless he's doing it at practice, that's not going to help. So they can really run the football. They're getting in the gun this time. And but I can't imagine they're going to throw the ball. I think they're going to pass the ball again. Or run the ball again, excuse me.
And they will run it straight up with Vogt. Off the left side, Vogt dragging defenders close to the 15. Gain of 4 here for Trevor Vogt, and it's 3rd down and 3 for the Eagles offense. And obviously, once again, you alluded to it last drive, this is 4-down territory.
Yeah, so, and to be honest, the way they've run the ball, they're going to get the first down. Again, back in the wing tee, and they'll probably just run the belly play with their fullback where he'll reverse out and hand the ball to the fullback off tackle. Just sent him in motion, trying to get the linebackers maybe to foul him a little bit, and then just handed the ball off to Thomas, going to his left, and had a guard pulling for him, and got a lead guy in there, and plenty of room for him to run for the 4th first down for Colonel Crawford there for Micah Thomas.
And the gun.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
46-61.
Back here on WBCO, along with the OH Report, the Lewis Family McDonald's of Bucyrus and Galleon Game of the Week. Colonel Crawford leading 14-0 on top of Upper Sandusky. Braxton Morton, the kickoff from his own 40-yard line, puts his right foot through it and through the back of the end zone for a touchback. And with 3:39 left to play here in the first quarter, Upper Sandusky's got to get some sort of offensive momentum going.
Well, they got to do something. So
they haven't picked up a first down.
So they can at least change the field a little bit. I mean, average, they've started probably, Upper Sandusky has probably started on the 20 by average in 3 possessions now. Started 21, 22-yard line. Colonel Crawford on the other end starts like on the 50.
Holman in the gun. And they'll feed it this time and keep it on the ground. This will be Noah Hale on the carry, working his way up the left side, and a moderate gain there up to the 26-yard line. Nice pickup of 6 yards.
Just ran the zone play to the outside zone, a lot of room to run, and a nice 6-yard gain of first down.
Noah Hale averaging 5 yards a carry, and he'll get it again, trying to stay patient, and does so along that line, gets close to the 30. They're going to mark him down as the ball came out late. Then he's close to the first down, and they're going to say he does have it. So Noah Hale picks up the first down here for the Rams, and they keep it on the ground this time.
Well, they've had a little success on the ground. Like you said, Hale's got nice average, per carry, but he just doesn't have a lot of carries. And so they've had a little success, but they really believe in their passing game, and it's a good one. But tonight so far, maybe they need to keep it on the ground a little bit.
Holman in the gun. That's on the up back, sweeping towards the left side of the line. Hale in the backfield as well. Holman's going to take it himself, a design quarterback keeper, and then pushes the pile forward and falls forward to the 37-yard line with 2:29 left to play here in the first quarter.
Again, just straight ahead blocking. They didn't pull anyone, didn't do anything, just straight ahead blocking. Good push, 8-yard gain, and Upper making a little hay right now with the running game.
Holman in the gun. Once again, Hale in the backfield. They'll swing it out on the bubble screen. Out towards the right side. Catch is made. And reaching for the first down is Gavin Fry, and he gets it up over the 40-yard line to the 42. And another first down. Their second first down of the game and the second of this drive as well.
Nice play, getting the ball out real quick, and he threw it right where it needed to be that time. Gave Fry a little bit of room to run, and enough to get the second first down for Upper Sandusky.
Ethan Hill split out wide to the left. Gavin Fry joins him as well as there's trips to the left here. 42-yard line. They'll throw it out on the bubble screen. This will be Ethan Hill cutting it upfield to the 50-yard line. And close to another first down here for Upper Sandusky. They keep that short passing game, and you almost seem like this is kind of to get Holman going a little bit before they try another deep shot.
Yeah, get them a little confidence.
And they'll throw it. I think this was behind his body. He might have been across the line of scrimmage, but threw it out wide. Behind him did Holman. The pass is complete for the first down regardless.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It was that he could throw it, and he almost looked like he slung it behind him to get it out there, almost like a lateral, but they call it a pass, so we'll call it a pass.
Hale on the carry, bounces it out towards the boundary, and then slides down close to another first down. He gets to the 36 and does indeed pick up the first down. And Upper Sandusky really starting the roll here on there and drag him down.
But they are getting the Crawford defense really spread out. It's just 3 down linemen, and that's going to get us to the end of the quarter. But yeah, it's starting a little momentum for the Upper Sandusky Rams here as we end the first quarter.
They'll have it second down and 7 when we come back. We'll switch sides of the field. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to high school football here on WBCO, along with watching on the...
We toil, we sweat, we live, we breathe, we ache and cry and laugh and bleed. We dance, we play, we love, we nourish.
With the OH report, Upper Sandusky with the football, second down and 7 to start this second quarter on Colonel Crawford's 33-yard line, and they get Crawford to jump.
They sure did. There was
and
no movement at all.
That's not very typical of a Colonel Crawford defense. Usually they're stout and sound, but they get them to jump off, and obviously much more of a manageable second down and 2 now as they'll spot the ball at the 28-yard line.
Well, Crawford got a little anxious. They were bringing a lot of people on a blitz, and went long count. Upper went long count and got the 5 yards, easy 5 yards.
Holman swings it out wide. This is complete to Francis. Francis finds a seam and cuts it to the 20-yard line.
That was a great job by Holman throwing what we call throwing the guy open. He threw it so wide, he made him change his course to wider than it had to be, and that's how he got the big gain on it and the first down.
Holman decides to swing it out wide, and Micah Thomas there to knock it down, and he's lucky because Micah Thomas would be still running had he intercepted that pass as they tried to swing it out in the flat.
I'm not so sure he didn't throw it behind him.
He did. I think he did.
Yeah, that could have been a lateral, but they waved it. The back judge there, or the referee, I guess it would be, is in the backfield. He waved it off right away as an incomplete pass, but I thought maybe he threw it behind. It was kind of a lateral.
And that's a live ball. It should be normally. Holman Hands it to
That's some
Damon
room.
Ward. Damon Ward shimmies to the 15. And he's spun down by Brady Hill.
Yeah, they've had some space. You know, ran a little counterplay, had pulled some guys that time, and got a couple guys out in front of Ward, and he had some room.
3rd and 5 from the 16-yard line, just 45 seconds in second quarter. Upper Sandusky trailing 14-0, but now in the red zone. Holman in the gun with Ward behind him in the backfield. Looking to throw. Throws it on a slant route. It's caught. Spin move inside the 10. First down as the catch was made by Ethan Hill. Ryan McMichael on the stop, but not before Upper Sandusky has a 1st and goal from the 6.
That was the same play where he threw it behind him earlier in the game. So
Holman takes it himself, trying to turn the corner and is denied that corner. The McMichael brothers, along with Micah Thomas, in there on the tackle. 10:24 to play here in the second quarter. It'll be 2nd and goal now from the 6. No gain on the play there for Caden Holman.
Upper doesn't pull out of linemen. It's just a lot of zone blocking, straight ahead blocking, and trying to get their athletes into a seam. And now they pulled a guy coming around here to give him a little room.
Holman rolls out that way, throws it back. Catch is made by Hill. Going backwards, though, and dropped back at the 10-yard line was Ethan Hill making that catch, and maybe he would have been a little bit better off just dropping that pass.
Yeah, I think so. A lot of pressure. The fake didn't fool anyone. Crawford had a lot of guys coming off the edge. So he was kind of running for his life, scrambling around, trying to get it out of there. And 4-yard loss. Well, you either got to, that or Holman's just got to throw it over his head and get it out of bounds.
Holman in the gun. They'll send trips to the right this time here for the Rams. 3rd down and goal from the 10. Holman, 2-step drop, looking towards the right, now rolls out, pressure coming from the backside, still continues to roll. He's going to run as he's dragged down inside the 10 by Connor McMichael. Gets to the 5, does Caden Holman, brings up 4th down, and we'll see what Upper Sandusky decides to do.
Yeah, I thought he was going to run straight up the middle. Looked like he had a little more room going that way, and then chose to try to get outside and outrun everybody, and he almost did. Showed really good speed on the perimeter, and a secure tackle by the Eagles, keeping him out of the end zone. So
they're going to go for it here on
Coach
4th
Hall
down.
Deciding to go for the touchdown to get his Rams back in the game rather than kicking a field goal.
And I think they're going to take a timeout. We're going to take a timeout as well. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to play here, first quarter. It's Colonel Crawford 14, Upper Sandusky nothing. You're listening to high school football on WBCO along with watching on the OH Report.
Thinking about
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
In the OH Report, 4th and goal here for Upper Sandusky, trailing by 14. They swing it out wide open on 4th down, and Upper Sandusky on the board for the first time tonight.
They ran some guys in, and they were in trips, ran some guys in, and got a guy going to the outside, and they just lost track of him totally. Easy pitch and catch for Holman and for Francis for the touchdown. Franks for the touchdown.
And the extra point is no good. towards the left, but nevertheless, Upper Sandusky on the board with 8:24 to go here in the first half. They trail it 14-6. Stay tuned. We'll have more coming up here on WBCO and the OH Report.
This is Stacy Lord.
Sports care for injury care and improved performance for all ages in all sports.
First Federal Community Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Brady Hill recovers the, I guess you could say, onside kick, but kind of.
So, but you still give him the ball now on the 40-yard line because Hill made a nice play.
At that point,
fielding that ground ball.
I'd say at this point, why not just onside kick it and see what can happen?
Absolutely.
Vote in motion as Baker's the quarterback, hands it off Micah Thomas along the outside, down the right sideline, finally dragged down from behind is Micah Thomas immediately after the upper touchdown.
I think it was a designed cutback because two guys pulled. They had everyone looking like they were going to the left, including Thomas, and then he cut back to the right, and there was no one out there for Upper Sandusky. 33-yard gain on first down.
Vote in motion again. They'll fake the toss, give it on a counter play to Connor McMichael off the right tackle, who trips up over the 25 to the 24. Bring up second down. And in towards the left side of the line, Tyler Smith. They'll feed it to Connor McMichael, who's upended at the 21. A gain of 3 there for Connor McMichael to bring up third down. And
the guys in the backfield are going rather than just watch.
6:30 remaining here in the first half.
It's a big down for the Upper Ram defense. If they can get a stop here, they're in pretty good shape, you know. But 4th and 2, and I would say I would be surprised if Ethan Thomas doesn't get the ball here.
Vote under center. Maybe a hard count here. They will feed it to Thomas. Thomas drives forward for the first down across the 15. Every time Micah Thomas gets the ball, he gets to the second level.
Well, he's averaging over 9 yards, just slightly over 9 yards a carry right now. So, yeah, he's making some hay every time he's given the ball. There's no doubt about that. That time it was just straight ahead blocking, and so kind of like the belly play that you call it out of the wing tee when you only have the one setback.
First down and goal. Under 6 minutes to play now. Trevor Vote's going to keep it this time. Gain of about 4 there as he gets to the 10. As Ethan Lewis was there to make the stop.
And just as Upper gave a great answer to the needing a touchdown on their drive, it looks like Crawford is trying to do the exact same and driving the ball right back down the field to get one after the Upper touchdown.
Vote in the shotgun with Micah Thomas off the left side, and he can just walk into the end zone. Trevor Vote cuts it back inside, and from 10 yards out scores the touchdown, and Colonel Crawford extends the lead once again here in the second quarter.
Well, just what we talked about. Watch the lineman. The lineman will tell you where he's. Colonel Crawford only had 10 guys on the field.
Oh, much like Notre Dame.
Yeah. I'm not going to, harp on it. They made a mistake. I'm glad they made the mistake. It was one less guy to block. I'm not sure it would have made a difference.
I don't think it would have either. because I think the left side of the line blocks him anyway.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like he had a long way to go.
Well, they obviously couldn't pick up a yard on a jet sweep.
Well, yeah. I have no comment. My wife heard all my comments loudly while the game was going on.
20-6 our score here.
I don't think I can repeat them on the air.
I can't repeat what I said.
Well, we could repeat them, but we both get fired.
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good.
I like doing this.
Yeah. Let's continue.
Yeah.
20-6 our score. Colonel Crawford in to attempt the extra point after the 10-yard touchdown run by Trevor Boat. It'll be Braxton. Upper Sandusky. There is 4:56 remaining here in the first half. Stay tuned. You're listening to high school football on, on WBCO, along with watching on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Back here on WBCO and the OH Report, Colonel Crawford leading 21-6 now with 4:56 remaining in the first half. And, you know, Upper Sandusky's defense kind of needed an answer there, but you mentioned if they're going to want to try and come back and win this game, it's going to have to be a shootout. Short hop fielded on the right side by Ezekiel Baldwin. He'll cut up over the 20-yard line and take it to the 23, and that's where Upper Sandusky will take over.
Baldwin made a great catch on that. That
Yeah, it was
like
like
a knuckleball.
Short hop.
You know, and he short hopped it. It was like, boy, he took a real gamble, made a great play. But again, because of the kicking game of Crawford versus the kicking game of Upper, you know, they're starting on the 23-yard line. And, I mean, the worst field position that I think Colonel Crawford has had is the 40 on their last drive.
Upper
running back in there late.
Gets Noah Hale in there late. He'll be behind Holman, who's in the gun. They'll do the bubble screen again, and it's dropped by Ethan Hill. Not sure he would have really had much room after that anyway.
That was
the pass is dropped.
It's called various things. Jailbreak screen, night screen, you know. They're trying to get a lineman out there and brought him behind his trip set, trying to bring him behind the other two guys and get one more lineman out there. So, but Crawford had a linebacker right in his face, and I think he took his eye off the ball and looked at the guy that was about ready to lay the leather to him.
4:46 left here. So a nice job there by Walker Kramer coming out of his linebacker spot to make the stop. And they'll bring up third down and a long 13.
Yeah, Hale had a little success with that on that last drive where he would duck in and then pop out and not fooled that time.
Holman to throw, shoots it up the left side, and it's incomplete, intended once again for Ethan Hill. And it's dropped over the middle of the field. And it'll bring up another fourth down here for Upper Sandusky.
It's running another slant, a little deeper slant to try to get the first down. Holman just missed again. He just seems to be about a foot off and on those throws. And you know, you just got to zero it in sooner or later and put it on his chest rather than his outstretched fingertips.
Much better punt this time, but Colonel Crawford's still going to have pretty good field position. It might be around the Upper Sandusky 40-yard line as Trevor Vogt lets it flow out of bounds.
You know, he's a weapon even when they're not kicking the ball to him.
And he's also a weapon as they're going to mark it at the 36. He's also a weapon, and you may see on this drive, as we've seen in previous drives, where Peyton Baker comes in at quarterback. He's not in to throw, guys. He's in to hand the ball off, but Trevor Vogt, out of his wide receiver spot, brings so much attention to him where they can't focus on the running back who's taking the handoff.
Oh, exactly. Exactly. So I said he's a threat when he has the ball in his hands or when he isn't. He still does things for them. And, you know, especially in the special teams where no one is kicking the ball to him.
Vogt hands it to Thomas. Thomas again off the right side, cuts up over the 40-yard line to the 43. To the 42, I should say, is Micah Thomas, and he continues to drive the legs, hard runs. We talked about it in the pregame coming in, averaging over 7 yards a carry, and obviously he's averaging a lot more than that here tonight.
Well, they weren't in the eye, but it was like student body right. You know, they had two backs, one on each side. He handed it to Thomas and pulled a couple guys. He had a lot of people in front of him, and nice gain on first down.
Vogt in the gun. Thomas to his left. Connor McMichael to his right. Takes it off the left side and cuts it back inside. Tries to go down the sideline and then lowers the head forward to the 47 and picks up the first down to the 48.
Just ran the same play going the other way. Picks up their 8th first down. And again, unless it's a surprise or Coach Bruner trying to score a little quicker than normal, I think we're going to see a lot of these two running backs the rest of this half and probably the rest of this game.
They'll send Foy in motion. Thomas powers forward and tripped up around midfield by Damon Ward.
Gives Thomas 100 yards for the game on only 12 carries.
It's a second down and 8 here for Colonel Crawford right at midfield. We'll send Lucas Foy out wide to the left. To the left of Vogt. Takes the handoff off the right side, and this time he's stuffed. Falls forward to the 49 here into Upper Sandusky territory, but now it's 3rd and 6.
Well, that time Crawford didn't use any motion. They've used a lot of motion tonight because I think they've realized that the upper guys, whichever way the motion goes, and then they go the opposite way. But last two plays, no motion, no big gains.
Vogt keeps it himself. Straight up run, gets the first down and a lot more, continues the long stride, and then maybe just runs into the back of Lucas Foy and falls down to the 32-yard line, but not before a big pickup there from Trevor Vogt.
Yeah, very nice seam that he had to run through and got up into that seam. There's on the replay and looked like he blew a tire there, though, at the end. And as you said, he ran into one of his blockers, one of his wide receivers blocking downfield and, fell down. But another first down for the Eagles.
McMichael goes in motion. There's a false start. Crawford, they already have the advantage with the running backs they have. They try to get a little bit of a head start. Push it back a little bit. 1st and 15 with 1 minute, 33 seconds on the clock. And, Colonel Crawford still with 2 timeouts, still can kind of run the offense they want here.
Oh, absolutely. They're in good shape still.
Ball spotted at the 37-yard line. Vogt hands it to Thomas, who shakes and shimmies his way and then continues to churn the legs to the 30-yard line. Right back across the original line of scrimmage. Will bring up 2nd down and 8. Pickup of 7 yards there for Thomas.
No panic in the Eagles, but they are going without a huddle. Getting up to the line quickly.
Vogt fakes the handoff this time. Pressure coming. Swings it out in the flat. It's incomplete, intended for Thomas. And it was just out of the reach as pressure was coming from the left side of the line. And a nice job of Nathan Lewis.
They tried to run a bootleg pass, and I thought, he could have stepped up inside that outside rusher and had some room to either get the pass out or even some room to run as fast as he is, but tried to flip it out there to his fullback in the flat and threw it too far out in front of him again.
3rd and 8. Connor McMichael to the left here of Vogt. They'll fake the handoff off the left side. Trevor Vogt again. First down and a lot more. And finally pulled down by Caden Holman inside the 15-yard line. down to the 12. It'll be a first down for Colonel Crawford, and once again picked up by Trevor Voigt's legs.
Well, they ran the same play they ran before that quarterback counter and had the same seam for another first down. 10 first downs for the Eagles. Gonna run it again.
Vogt again inside the 5. This time he powers his way towards the goal line. And he's in. Touchdown, Colonel Crawford once again. Trevor Vogt for the second time tonight and in as many drives.
Well, if they're having trouble stopping it, keep running it. Was always my philosophy. And so they ran the same play again that they ran to get the first down. They ran it again to get the touchdown.
So Colonel Crawford, a 12-yard touchdown run by Trevor Vogt to make it a 27-6 score here. Extra point coming up from Braxton Morton, and he'll knock it through. It is 28-6. Colonel Crawford on top. We'll be right back with 34 seconds left to play here, second quarter. You listen to high school football on WBCO along with watching on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Quality products. It would.
Back here on WBCO and the OH Report. 34 seconds remain here, second quarter. 28-6. Colonel Crawford with the lead, and they will also get the ball back to start the second half. A short kick here, fielded by Hale at the 35, and he'll go nowhere. The kick coverage there by Colonel Crawford, really stout. It was actually Josh Hyland on the return.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to take a shot down the field or take a knee. 29 seconds to go. As you said, with Crawford getting the kickoff, they may take a shot, but I don't know.
Holman in the gun. They still have 2 timeouts left, and they're going to burn one of them right here. So by him taking the time out here, I think obviously they're going to try to keep this rolling and try to go for the score. But if you're Upper here, obviously you don't want to make a mistake. Holman's been a little off here on his throwing game. So a mistake here, and really you can put the nail in the coffin, especially.
Well, the thing is, I'm assuming the coach hall's going to throw the ball down the field. And, the big mistake would be throwing the ball out into the flat somewhere and giving them a chance to return it for a touchdown. Where he's throwing the ball deep down the field, you should at least, if he does throw an interception, you should be able to make the tackle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm looking for. I'm not sure. He had a late substitution going into the game. So, obviously Coach Hall decided to burn a timeout to make sure they had the play right.
Trips to the left. Holman to throw. Throws it out wide. Caught by Francis. Francis cuts up over the 40-yard line. Brought down by Connor McMichael. He's had a game defensively as Connor McMichael. And Upper Sandusky is going to take their last time out. Only a gain of 6 there, and there's 18 seconds to play here in the half.
He tried to clear everything out. He ran everyone off and then, had Francis just stay back and get the ball. He was hoping he could make somebody miss and then get him out into space where he's pretty shifty. But like you said, once again, McMichael on the tackle. He seems to I know there's 2 of them, but
that's Connor.
But it seems to be Connor is the one making the tackles.
And he's also scored 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just maybe a little glimpse into our Spitzer Motors game changer here tonight.
Yeah.
We'll see. Still opportunities.
Well, yeah. I'm sure, well, he's going to get plenty of more opportunity in all of them. You know, between the 3 of them, all of their offense is been on the ground, and all of it is between McMichael, Vogt, and then obviously Micah Thomas. And but yes, so they have not yet completed a pass. So, but they have well over 200 yards of offense on the ground already.
18 seconds to go here first half. 28-6, Colonel Crawford on top. Upper Sandusky with the ball at their own 42-yard line. Holman to throw. Shoots it up the right side, caught by Gavin Fry. Hook and ladder play, and Ethan Hill, they'll continue to toss it behind, and they will toss it this time to Damon Ward, who's knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 9 seconds as they continue to lateral, but they still have a ways to go here with the ball at the 42 of Colonel Crawford. Pick up the first down, and a tackle made by Trevor Vogt.
Well, it was interesting because not only did they have a hook and ladder, then they had a little option action at the end of it. And if they'd had a little more room, it might have been something that could have got them a touchdown.
Holman to throw again. Steps up, eludes the pressure, now rolls out. He'll go back towards the left side.
He's got enough room.
He's got enough room as he guns it deep down the left side towards the end zone, tipped up and incomplete.
And we made it to the half, but
you can see the arm of Caden Holman, but Lucas Foy there to knock it down for Colonel Crawford to end the half, and they ended on a high note. They score a touchdown late in the second quarter. They'll have the ball coming up after halftime as well as Colonel Crawford takes a 28-6 lead into the half. Coming up here on the OH Report, it will be the Marching Band Show, halftime stats and analysis, and then on WBCO, we will have the ONN Network halftime show, and we'll come back with some stats as well. 28-6, Crawford on top of Upper Sandusky here at halftime. You're listening to high school football here on WBCO along with watching on the OH Report.
Man, I wish I was out there.
Let's unretire.
Why not?
Hey, Grandpa! Grandpa? I still got it.
Hey, I need that senior discount.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
We toil. We sweat. We live. We breathe. We ache and cry and laugh and bleed. We dance. We play. We love. We nourish. We yearn and wish and hope and cherish. We mend. We heal. We repair. We sow. We love this land. It's what we do.
Your side.
Undeniable charm and groove of this legendary hit, Sharp Dressed Man by ZZ Top. Get ready to unleash your wild side. Bang your heads and witness a sonic spectacle that'll blow your mind. Let the Metal Madness commence with Metallica's Enter Sandman.
And now it's time to be entertained by the Upper Sandusky Ram Band. Led by band president Carson Dunn and feature twirler Carly Reno with flag instructor Kristen Brown, major instructor Jalen Watterson, and under the direction of Jason Worth and Ken Austin, please welcome the 2023 Upper Sandusky Marching Ram Band. It's time for another new show for the Marching Ram Band. This one featuring music from the greatest decade. That's right. It's hits from the 1980s, Part 2. We kick things off with a hit that was originally released by the band Wild Cherry in the late 70s, but enjoyed its popularity well into the early 1980s before Vanilla Ice brought it back to popularity again. Here's the Ram Band coming with Play That Funky Music. Another early 1980s hit came from Pat Benatar. This song has enjoyed popularity as the second single from the album Crimes of Passion, performed by Benatar in the 1982 movie Spring Fever. And as a featured song in Guitar Hero 3, no need to put up your dukes. We're gonna get down to it. Here's the Ram Band with Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
A 28-6 our score. Colonel Crawford at the half. And, you know, Tim, it was all Colonel Crawford throughout that first half. Upper Sandusky had that little bit of a burst there to score the touchdown with about 8 minutes to go. And you thought, oh, here we go, you know. And then Colonel Crawford kind of just continued to impose their will on the ground game. We talked about it in the pregame. Does Upper have enough to make small defensive wins, and they haven't done that here tonight?
No, not at all. It's not been huge chunks, but it's been like the slow death between like 7 to 12 yard gains. And every now and then they throw in a 15 or 16 or 18, but they've just not been able to. So it's been more chunk plays than explosive plays. But, Upper just hasn't had an answer for the running game at all. I mean, let's face it. They haven't completed a pass. They've thrown 2 passes, and they're 0 for 2.
Yeah, you can see where the passing yards at 0.
They have 213 total yards and 213 on the ground. They've only had a couple penalties for the 10 yards. But, the three-headed monster, it's like, Trevor Vogt carried the ball 7 times for 82 yards. Micah Thomas has carried it 14 for 108. And Connor McMichael, he's carried it 6 for only 23, but he scored 2 touchdowns. And as I said, they haven't completed a pass. But, you know, on the other hand, the answer had to be, that we thought the answer would be, is the passing game of Upper Sandusky. And Colonel Crawford has done just the opposite to that passing game, that they haven't even given up chunk plays. I mean, you look at it and you're thinking, well, Caden Holman's having a pretty good night. He's completed 10 out of 16, but only for 56 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a lot. The ones he's completing are usually some type of screen pass, something quick out in the flat. I think he hit one pass really down the field on the post pattern. But other than that, you know, they've just not had any kind of running game to speak of. They've run the ball 11 times for only 40 yards, and Noah Hale's leading the way with 4 carries for 19 yards. And all that came on that one drive where they moved the ball a little bit better with the run game and then hit a couple passes to score. But if they don't do something to slow down this running game, we may see a running clock before this thing's over.
You talked about it there in the first half, kind of off the air, but we should allude to it here as well, that, I mean, if you're Upper Sandusky, I mean, you got to be putting, I would almost say 10 guys in the box at this point and just dare them to throw it. I mean, we've seen Trevor Vogt throw it a couple different times. Obviously, that hasn't been effective. And obviously, it doesn't need to be effective for Colonel Crawford to have that 28-6 lead. But if you're Upper, I mean, what do you have to lose at this point? Put 10 guys in the box and just let them play and see what happens.
Well, because probably more than half of the plays that have been run by Colonel Crawford, they've had 2 tight ends, a wing, a fullback, and a running back, and a quarterback under center in their wing T formation. They don't even have a split end in the game. So you might as well put all of them 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. Like I said, take your chances and see, even if they do get a guy wide open, can Trevor Vogt hit him? Yeah. And if he does, it's a touchdown. So it just means they scored quicker than the slow death you're getting with the 7, 8, 9, 12-yard runs.
I like the way I like the slow death. The slow death.
Maybe make some get some positive things going on offense and get our offense going.
What do you think Upper has to do on offense? I mean, you've seen about 15 different wide receiver screens here for Upper Sandusky. Holman's been a touch off, like we mentioned, all night long. But what do they have to do to get going offensively with only 56 passing yards and only 96 yards of total offense?
Well, I think they need to hit some of the quick ones, but see if they can hit some quick ones, like a quick slant, a quick pitch, you know, a quick stop route, you know, whatever it might be. But hit some quick ones on the other side of the line of scrimmage and see if they can get him into a little more space, because the screen, Crawford has done a fantastic job of getting people to the football in a hurry and not giving them much room at all.
All right, so with that, we're going to take a quick timeout here on WBCO along with the OH Report. We're here at halftime where Colonel Crawford holds a 28-6 lead. We'll be back with more halftime analysis and the second half kickoff right here on WBCO and the OH Report.
I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
You're live.
And we're back here on WBCO and the OH Report. Jared Moore alongside Tim Byrie. Did you get your fill there, Tim?
Yeah. I'd like to congratulate the Upper Sandusky Athletic Department on some fine pizza today.
It's always it's always great. We get fed well wherever we go.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm in the shape I am. So halftime here from Upper, we talk about that 28-6 lead, and you talk about the slow death here defensively for Upper Sandusky, and it doesn't get much easier as Colonel Crawford's going to start out with the football here to start the second half.
And I'm sure they're going to give them a full dose of getting into wing T, running the ball off tackle, running Thomas off tackle, running Connor McMichael every now and then on a buck sweep, and then when they're in the gun, it seems like they found something on that last drive with Trevor Bolt running that little counter play, faking one way and keeping the ball with a couple guys pulling in front of them. So they're not going to change. And so, we'll see what adjustments the defensive staff of Upper Sandusky made at halftime. And like I said, I think the only adjustment possibly to make is just put a bunch of guys at the line of scrimmage and see if you can just outnumber them and make some plays and get some stops and keep that fine offensive line of Colonel Crawford from just pushing them around. And if they do that, they might be able to get back in the game.
A couple scores to pass along at halftime. Winford on top of Buckeye Central 38-0. Over on WQEL, Seneca East on top of Bucyrus by that same score of 38-0 as well. So a couple of non-close games there within the N10. Shelby leads River Valley at the half, 14-7.
It's closer than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, River Valley gives up a lot of points defensively. They can score the football as well, though, and they are within
Shelby,
a touchdown.
So they must be playing pretty good defense.
Yeah. Both teams actually putting on defensive stats instead of just pouring it on offensively. I mean, that's a River Valley team that gave up 35 points against Ontario in the first quarter. And we saw why last week.
Ontario's got a fine football team.
And that'll be a big game when they play Shelby towards the end of the year.
Sure will.
And I think that might be for the MOAC title. So we'll see. I can't believe it's week 7 already.
I know. I mean, not only could it be for the MOAC title, it could be for probably the first seed in that region.
And obviously with the expanded playoffs, we're probably going to have more teams to cover. But at the end of the day, all these playoff games are going to be on Friday nights this year, not Friday and Saturday. So that will be less coverage for teams that make the playoffs. Second half kickoff here underway. Almost an onside kick, and it does not make it 10 yards. It'll get to the 47. I think Upper touched it first, but Colonel Crawford recovers regardless. So, once again, great field position. I mean, you kick it away from Vogt. You give him a short field. Like I said, you might as well just try an onside kick it, but that time it doesn't even go 10 yards. And
it looked like I think he just tried to kick the top of the ball almost to get it going, and he almost whiffed.
So
he didn't hit much of the ball.
1st and 10, and Colonel Crawford, I mean, they haven't had bad starting field position all night.
Well, they are spreading out. They're in the gun, so a little pistol action.
And a flag.
And somebody maybe lined up off sides. No.
Looks like it's against
saying someone moved.
Colonel Crawford.
Not a good way to start your second half with a penalty.
So if you're, you don't want to be that guy, but if you're Coach Bruner and you want to get a running clock, you score a touchdown here, do you go for 2 to make it a 30-point game?
Oh, I doubt it.
Oh, what a hit.
Good tackle, that's for sure.
Back at the 49, Connor McMichael dropped by Ethan Lewis in the backfield. Loss of a half a yard on the play.
Well, McMichael planted his feet to make a cut, and Lewis arrived at the same time he stopped to make his cut, and boy, what a hit.
Vogt in the gun, going to keep it off the right side this time. Plenty of room to run. You forget about it. Trevor Vogt from 50 yards out takes it off the right side and into the end zone. And Colonel Crawford continues to extend the lead, this time on the second play from scrimmage.
Well, he's going to really like that play because the last 3 times he's run the ball has been on that quarterback counter, and he's gained 80 yards in 3 carries.
And they're going to indeed go for 2. Try to get that running clock here to start this second half.
Well, they're in the wing tee. So let's see if he's going to run a little boot pass or he's just going to hand the ball off.
Micah Thomas. They'll fake it to him, throw it, corner end zone, and dropped.
He had a guy wide open.
And McMichael there in the end zone, but they failed the 2-point conversion, so the score remains Colonel Crawford 34, Upper Sandusky 6, 11:21 left here in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout here on WBCO along with the OH report.
The Upper Sandusky High School Athletic Department asks that all fans dispose of their trash in the containers provided. All recyclable bottles should be placed in the recycling containers that are throughout the stadium. We appreciate your help with recycling. It's the right thing to do.
Flag flies as Ezekiel Baldwin on the return.
Well, Crawford can thank the rain we've had lately the last 2 days. Because I think he thought the ball was going to hit the ground and go into the end zone, and it didn't. It just kind of thudded there. And so he had to go back and pick it up, took off, got it back to the 10-yard line, but I think we're going to get an illegal block, so it's back to the 5-yard line. Not what Upper was looking for, to have horrible field position.
They'll back it up
on their first possession here.
Yep, to the 5, trailing 34-6, just underway here, third quarter. Holman, bad snap. Has to make something out of nothing, gets out of the end zone, and then tries to spin out of a couple more tackles, but is stopped right around the line of scrimmage at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, luckily Holden's got some good hands because that could have been disastrous.
And that happened on the first play of the game, and now it happens on the first play of the second half. So second down and 10.
It's just imperative that they got to get some movement here. Get out of the shadows of the end zone. Holman hasn't been punting the ball particularly well all night, so.
Looking to throw, pressure coming, steps up, rolls out towards the right, lobs it downfield, and then complete out of bounds. Intended for Caleb Francis. Ryan McMichael on the coverage there for Colonel Crawford, but that one nowhere close.
Yeah, he was scrambling again, running for his life, trying to make something happen, and winged it out there and was hoping for the connection, but it just didn't happen. Good pressure by the Eagles.
10:29 to play here, third quarter. 34-6, Colonel Crawford leading. And really threatening to get a running clock here as well. Holman from his own end zone, drops back to pass, swings it up the left hash, caught. And it will be enough for a first down as Ryan McMichael makes the stop, but not before the chains move. And it was caught to Max Martinez. And like you said, they had to get that ball out of the shadow of their own goalpost, and they do so eventually. They're on third down.
Yeah, made a nice completion there, nice pitch and catch to Martinez. And ran a little stop route, got in the middle of the seam, and he hit him right on the numbers, and first down for Upper.
Holman again in the gun, trips to the left. He's going to take it off the middle of the field on a designed run, and he's dropped in the backfield. And the first one to hit him was Tim Faulkner.
Yeah, this has been the problem all night, penetration. They're only bringing 3 and 4 guys at best, Colonel Crawford, that is, up to the line of scrimmage. And, playing with a lot of linebackers and a lot of DBs. They got 4 DBs in and 4 linebackers in there right now. And still getting pressure on the quarterback.
They bring pressure this time. Connor McMichael trying to get to the quarterback and Holman. He throws it out wide, intended for Martinez. And it is dropped as well. A little bit wide of Martinez as well. And it brings up another third down situation. 3rd down and 12 here for Upper.
Yeah, good pressure once again by Colonel Crawford. Had him moving around, and he's just missing. He's got a great arm, and he's just a little bit off tonight. I know in the first half he only had the 4 incompletions, or 6 incompletions, but he's still a little off.
Holman to throw. Rolling out to the right, on the run, catch, and out of bounds.
First down
Josh
again.
Heilman on the catch, and again a 3rd down conversion here for the Rams to the 25. Just enough for the first down. The great awareness there by Heilman to know that he needed just enough for that first down to the 25.
Really good job. Just ran a nice out route. Ball delivered on time. Rolled out, slid a little bit in the pocket. Holman did, and made a great pass. First down. Second first down for Upper on this drive.
Fake the reverse, run it towards the counter play on the backside on the throwback, and Payne DeGray steps into the tracks of the pass and almost had a pick 6 right into his hands.
Yeah.
Good play design. It just took way too long.
Well, and it really surprised. They were trying to run that screen pass, and he was standing right there. He threw it right to him, and he knocked it down. It was like, I don't know what sport where the ball comes right to you, you don't try to catch it. He just immediately swatted at it and knocked it down. Made a great play, but he could have had a touchdown if he caught it.
Holman again in the gun. They're going to empty up the backfield. 5
they're
wide,
offsides
and Crawford jumps off sides once again. Is that their 3rd penalty?
Just second for the half.
2nd down and 5 now for Upper Sandusky. With 9:06 to play here, 3rd quarter, and Colonel Crawford leading 34-6. Again, empty set, 5 wide here for the Rams. 3 wide receivers wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. Holman throws it out on the wide receiver screen. Francis cuts it outside. Francis picks up the first down across the 35 to the 36. Before he's chopped down right there by Lucas Foy. And a first down once again here for Upper Sandusky, just across the marker and moving the chains.
Screen as they do, it's just like running a sweep to a running back. They're just getting the ball out there quick to the outside, and Francis makes a move and gets another first down.
3 wide receivers to the right here for Upper. They throw it out in the flat once again, and making a man miss and making Trevor Vogt miss is Caleb Francis up the right side, tripped up over the 45, and another first down here for for Upper Sandusky. You don't see that much. Trevor Vogt took a seat there. Caleb Francis juked him out of his shoes.
Yeah, and again, got the ball out quick. So Holman's not getting hit. He delivered it right on time and right on the numbers. And Francis, he's really good in the open field. So he made made Vogt miss and gets another first down. 4th first down on this drive.
Empty set again. Holman to throw, screens it out in the flat right side. Ethan Lewis turns it up. Close to another first down, and again a first down into Colonel Crawford territory to the 44-yard line. And so Upper, even through the air, still continues to methodically move on this drive. Try to get back in this game, trailing 34-6. Holman on the keeper, bounces it outside, makes a man miss, and then ran out of bounds by Brady Hill. And there is a flag on the play.
Coach Bruner helped call that. He was like out to the hash mark almost, talking to a ref on his sideline.
And we actually get the benefit of what the call is here with the speaker.
12 men on the field.
12 men on the field. Maybe that's what he was shouting about.
Yeah.
So we've had 10 men on the field. Now we've had 12.
Probably better to have 12 than there is 10. Although 12 is a penalty.
Holman feeds it and stuffed right around the line of scrimmage. And this would be coming out of the bottom of the pile, Ethan Lewis. For no gain, right at the 40-yard line. Second down and about 6.
Yeah, there was a lot of Colonel Crawford guys at the point of attack right there.
Holman to throw, pressure coming, eludes it, rolls to the right, on the run, throws it, batted down by Ryan McMichael. And it'll bring up third down here for Upper Sandusky.
You know, I think Holman's got to realize they're only rushing, a lot of times, Colonel Crawford's rushing 3 guys, and they're all 3 are down linemen. And so they're not that athletic. He's much more athletic than they are. And, you know, he rushes a little bit too much sometimes where he can just outrun these guys. And now he's got a lot more guys coming. And
eludes through a couple of defenders, breaks loose, picks up the first down to the 30. He just outran him, like you said. Eludes a couple of tackles, picks up the first down to the 30-yard line.
And he had a lot more guys coming that time, so he had some linebackers he had to elude as well. But does a great job of breaking tackles and getting that first down.
Micah Thomas finally dragged him down, but not before Holman picks up a first down here to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 here for the Rams. 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 lone wide receiver wide to the left.
Holman's just doing a great job of competing right now in this drive. You know, not everything's going right, but he keeps making plays.
Try to throw back again, and he throws it to Gavin Fry just over his head, incomplete. Once again, faked the screen out towards the right side, tried to slip another back out of the backfield, and Gavin Fry was there and had plenty of room to run, but he just throws it over his head.
Yeah, well, they ran a guy out in the flat to the right, and then they were trying to get people to chase him and then run the screen pass back to the left, kind of tight. But I don't know if the ball got tipped or what, but he wasn't able to make the play, and you're right, he did have a lot of room to run.
4 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Holman being chased again and then just chucks this one out of bounds.
That time Crawford brought McMichael off the edge, and so they get a little more athletic on that pass rush that time than just the 3 down guys that have been taking care of the pressure most of the night.
So 3rd down and 10. Here for Upper Sandusky, trailing 34-6 with 6:12 left here in the 3rd quarter. They bunch them up towards the right side here on the 30-yard line. Holman, plenty of time to throw. Shoots it down the right side into coverage. Almost intercepted in the end zone by Trevor Vogt. But it's through his hands and incomplete. And then I'll bring up 4th down here for the Rams, and I would assume that they're going to go for it.
Oh, absolutely. You know, Holman's showing just how strong his arm is there when he can set his feet. You know, he throws a nice tight spiral, threw it well down the field. He got a nice arm. If he wants to play, you know, quarterback in college, he can play, you know, at some level. You know, it's probably Division III. Of course, there's nothing wrong with it. There's a lot of good guys, you know, playing football. But if he likes playing football that much and wants to play, I think he can play at the next level.
3 wide receivers to the right here for Holman. 4-step drop, steps up, chucks it down the middle of the field, has a receiver but overthrows him. Intended for Josh Heilman in the end zone, but it falls incomplete. And a turnover on down here for Upper Sandusky.
That time Holman did a really good job of just stepping straight up in the pocket. You know, sometimes young quarterbacks have a tendency to want to run around, but he stepped straight up and just overthrew it. You know, again, he's just off by a yard or 2. It's not like, you know, he has no accuracy whatsoever. He's just missing. And
Yeah, sometimes you just have those nights where you're just a tad off, and that could be the difference in the game.
Yeah, but he's done a really good job of hanging in there, showing a lot of courage, a lot of, character, and a lot of toughness.
34-6 our score, 5:59 to play here, and Colonel Crawford with the football once again, now at their own 29-yard line. Vogt hands it Thomas off the right side. Thomas continues to drag defenders across the 35, close to a first down. To the 38-yard line is Micah Thomas, continues to drag the pile into the second level.
And here it goes. The slow walk, slow march to the goal line.
The slow death,
known as Colonel Crawford's offense. They just move the ball methodically down the field, 8 and 10 yards at a time.
What did Crawford do differently last week? Or excuse me, what did Cary do differently defensively? Obviously, you have better athletes on the defensive
they're
side.
They're just bigger. They're so much bigger than this team is. And so, their front guys.
And this is Baker.
Did he hit Vogt?
He hits Vogt right down the middle of the field, and Trevor Vogt into the end zone for another Colonel Crawford touchdown. 62-yard pass from Peyton Baker. And Trevor Vogt up the seam finds the end zone. He has now reached the end zone tonight for the 4th time. This time through the air. And now they finally have some passing yards on the stats.
Well, Vogt has got great speed. He took off straight up, as you said, took off straight up the seam. And so he's got a safety who's not one of usually your faster guys back there. And he had no chance, and Baker threw a beautiful pass.
Braxton Morton attempts the extra point and drills it. It's now a 41-6 lead. Colonel Crawford on top of Upper Sandusky will have a running clock here on WBCO and the OH Report.
Lost a contact?
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
On the west edge of Bucyrus.
Back here on WBCO and the OH Report, 41-6. Upper Sandusky trailing. They will get the football back and a chance to stop the running clock. Colonel Crawford's kickoff, end over end, fielded at the 2-yard line here. And up to the 20-yard line will go Ezekiel Baldwin on the return. And not much of a return at that, but Upper Sandusky with the ball. And they showed progress on the offensive side, moving the football, but now with the running clock, I mean, it's kind of inevitable what's going to happen here tonight for the rest of the game.
Now it is. I think the officials got the timekeeper's attention.
Tim says, keep it going.
Got an early meeting tomorrow morning.
Well, last week we were probably still in the first quarter at this point, so.
Yeah.
With that Ontario Galleon game, which seemed like forever. Holman going to run it himself. Finds the left side and then is hit and dropped backwards. The ball came loose. I think it came out after the play. Ryan McMichael on the stop. Came through like a freight train rolling and hit Holman and dropped him back at the 22-yard line.
It just looks like they got plenty of room to run with the 3-down linemen. Got linebackers and DBs spread all over the field for Crawford. But, boy, those guys that are playing out on the perimeter, they are flying to the football.
2nd down and 6. Holman throws it out wide. Catch is made, and turning it upfield across the 35-yard line is Max Martinez.
And Upper Sandusky continues to pile up the first downs, but not continuing to pile up points. Colonel Crawford's done a nice job of at least keeping everything in front of him.
Yeah.
And not letting that deep ball get through.
They certainly have. And, and again, Martinez, what a nice looking receiver, at 6'3", about 190 pounds, and he's got good hands. So they got some players on this offense.
Throws it out wide. Francis makes the catch, turns it upfield, tries to elude the tackle, and this time Trevor Vogt gets the best of him and spins him down at the 36-yard line. So the last time that play happened, Caleb Francis juked Trevor Vogt out of his shoes. This time Trevor Vogt comes in, avoids the stiff arm, and makes the tackle.
Yeah, did a great job of making that open field tackle because, as I said before, Caleb Francis very shifty. And he's very quick. And, he's a nightmare when he's just one-on-one by himself there.
Lewis, the carry, left side, gains a yard to the 37. And now this will bring up a 3rd down and 8 here for the Rams.
The other thing Crawford's done with those, since they're only playing those 3-down linemen, is they've been able to sub them a lot. And so they're all staying really fresh, because usually they play 5-down guys, and now they're only playing 3, so they can sub in and keep these guys fresh.
Marker to gain the first down is the 46. They bring 4. They bring the linebacker off the left side, and the Rams pick up the first down. A catch made by Francis. He spins his way around to the 50-yard line and picks up a first down and a little bit more. Caleb Francis.
Another good gain. He was able to avoid the rush, step up and throw the ball. And, when he's able to do that, when the pocket stays pretty clean, he can throw the ball. He can make some plays.
1st and 10. Holman hands it. Lewis, left side. Lewis, some space. Brady Hill comes up, drags him down, but not before Lewis gets into Crawford territory, back up to the 43-yard line.
It's been one of their better running plays of the game. He's able to squirt through that first opening and push the pile a little bit at the end and get an 8-yard gain.
Holman swings it to Francis, makes the catch, turns it up across the middle of the field to the 35, picks up a first down again. With 12 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter, that might be the last play. And indeed, it will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. We'll take a timeout here on WBCO and the OH Report. It's 41-6. Colonel Crawford on top of Upper Sandusky. Stay tuned. We'll have the 4th quarter coming up. You're listening to the Lewis Family McDonald's of Bucyrus and Galion Game of the Week on WBCO and watching along on the OH Report.
This is Dr. Erica Schieber.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
And WBCO along with the OH Report. Thanks for tuning in here tonight. Colonel Crawford with a 41-6 lead here on Upper Sandusky, but Upper Sandusky continues to drive here in the second half. They throw it deep down the right side Intended for for Gavin Fry inside the 10, but it falls harmlessly to the grass, incomplete.
I thought he was going to go to the inside guy, and he got scared off a little by the safety rotating over, but I thought he could have hit him if he'd have thrown it just a little bit earlier and get a big gain there.
Well, there's popcorn thrown into the stands here, Tim. Holman's going to throw as well. Deep down the left side, has a receiver towards the end zone.
Oh,
incomplete,
no.
and a flag flies.
That is not pass interference. That was good. He turned his body all around, got to the ball. I hope this guy talks him out of it.
Brady Hill.
That was not pass interference.
On the coverage, and I think you're right. Looking at the replay here, call pass interference.
I thought that was a perfect way to defend it. Spun his body around, turned his body. Look at this. He never put his hands on the guy. He never put his hands on anybody.
That's probably less of a pass interference than the first one.
Oh, gosh, yes.
That first play of the game. Holman a throw. Pressure coming. Eludes it, goes towards the right side. Rolls out. Steps up. Throws. And incomplete. Intended for Caleb Francis. So second down and 10 here with 10:01 left here.
Well, that time, I thought he did a good job. Unfortunately, he just didn't have anyone open. Did a good job of making the defense come to him, but he just couldn't get anyone open.
Ethan Lewis takes it, tries to bounce it around the right side, cannot. Payne DeGray in there to make the stop, along with Tyler Smith.
Now DeGray just did a great job of keeping him inside of him and getting to the football off the edge, reading the play and making the tackle.
9:20 remaining here in the game. Holman in the gun, three wide receivers to the left. Looking that way, swings it out, tipped up and almost intercepted. Tyler Smith stepped in front of the pass and knocked it down. Intended for Gavin Fry, and it falls to the grass, incomplete.
Yeah, they had two of them. And then Logan Goddard almost got the tip. And so probably a timeout here. Good call by Coach Hall. Get a timeout. Really make sure that you get the play you want called here so that you can get a chance of getting into the end zone.
What's your play call here? I mean, you've seen kind of what's worked. They picked up, 16, 17 first downs.
Yeah, 9 this half.
Game.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, he's got a note, we were talking about, and Holmes going to play baseball at Findlay.
Nice. Well, you definitely see the arm strength.
Oh, there's no doubt. I wondered if he played baseball. So obviously, not only does he play it, he plays it quite well.
So bring up 4th down and 13 and see what happens here.
Well, I think, you do just what you've been doing. They've been running some throwing the ball down the field a little bit and hitting some guys in some seams finally. So hopefully they can keep the pocket clean so he can have enough time to make a throw down the field.
Holman in the gun. Drops back. Rolls out to the right. Now just falls back, throws it, and it's picked off. Doesn't matter anyway because it was going to be a turnover on downs. Tyler Smith gets the interception this time. And Colonel Crawford takes over. And obviously, it was already the slow death, as you mentioned. And now,
you throw it up for grabs. You might as well throw it up for grabs. The only problem was as he was throwing it up there for grabs, I didn't see any upper receivers anywhere near him. So he was just, but he was unfortunately running backwards. Carey winning big, it sounds like, so they're going to stay undefeated in the N10. So stay a game ahead of all those one-loss teams.
Yep, in the middle of the pack. Continues to stay bunched up within the N10. Colonel Crawford takes a timeout. Let's go ahead and take one as well. 8:05 left here in the game. It's Colonel Crawford 41, Upper Sandusky 6. You're listening to high school football on WBCO along with watching on the OH Report.
This is John.
Hi, I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Home with the last home match at 4:15 against Bellevue, and volleyball on Monday is at Marion Harding at 6 o'clock.
Community lender.
Back here on WBCO and the OH Report, and Colonel Crawford's offense bottled up this time.
Well, that's because Coach Bruner called that timeout so he could get all his subs in. So he's got the JVs. I believe that carry was Madden Tesso. Number 23, I think, carried that one.
Your eyes are better than mine, Tim.
That's scary.
We got the binoculars on now, so we'll definitely see. Now, of course, we have the OH Report camera as well. Number 25.
Yeah, they subbed. They sent another running back in. Tesso that came out.
Brady Fox. They'll run it the jet sweep with Parker Weithman, who has scored a touchdown this year running the football, and he's tackled for a loss this time. Nathan Lewis in there on the tackle. And if this isn't a football name, I don't know what is. You mentioned Tesso. His first name is Madden.
Yeah. I wonder if he was named after John. I'm assuming yes.
Could be.
Well, if you're going to name your kid after someone, that's a good one. The legend that he was, both in broadcasting and coaching.
He's in the backfield right now. They'll send Weithman in motion. They'll fake the handoff to Tesso. Peyton Baker steps up and hit and dropped. And that will be Nathan Lewis on the sack. Yeah, okay, Tim, so here's a question I want to ask you. Obviously, Crawford, but they threw the ball how many times tonight?
3.
3 times. So you're kind of offensive-minded, obviously a quarterback's coach, as Crawford gets ready to punt here. What is your opinion? Should they keep – obviously they're not going to change at any point as this punt's down inside the 40-yard line. Obviously they're not going to change. It's coming up on week 8 next week. What's your opinion there? Should they keep Trevor Vogt at quarterback? Or why not just put Baker in and continue to do what you do anyway, and then also give your chance at least a little bit of, keeping Trevor Vogt. He can still touch the football almost every play, but also you kind of have that difference in the game where he can come in at Wildcat even.
Well, certainly that's one way of looking at it, or you can just play Baker a little more. And who cares if everyone knows we're throwing the ball when he comes in? Just throw it, because it looks like he's got a pretty good arm. He's, pretty accurate. It gives you another threat at wide receiver when Vogt's on there. So, do that or do what you said. Just start Baker and bring in Vogt from time to time. But you know, they obviously decided at the beginning of the year that they're going to put
their
Vogt
best
back there,
athlete.
put their best athlete back there and let them run the ball, let them do some things and be a threat. But, well, I mean, you know, it's changed since that. But even so, I mean, he's gained 132 yards rushing and he's got a 62-yard reception, but he's only run the ball 8 times. So he's touched it 9 times, you know, and they probably, I would guess, going into the season, and you know, certainly he would have ran the ball more if the score wasn't what it is now. But they probably talked about, hey, we got to make sure he gets at least 15 to 20 touches a game. The problem is he doesn't get any touches almost anymore in the special teams game. So now you got to make it up on offense. And, you know, unless they do make a change, I don't see how that's going to happen.
Upper keeps it on the ground. Damon Ward with the carry. Tyler Smith on the tackle.
You know, and continuing that, you know, the other problem is, though, if you want to get him 15 to 20 touches a game and you take him and put him at wide receiver for even half the snaps, I don't know if they're going to. I don't know. That would be like them wanting to then throw the ball like 25 times a game. I don't think they want to throw the ball 25 times a game. You know, that they don't have any desire to do that. And so, yeah, I don't know what the answer would be. I really don't. But, you know, right now
it's working.
They're going to be 6-1, so you're thinking,
again,
why mess with it?
Yeah, I mean, you face Kerry in the playoffs last year, and you end up winning that. But, I mean, you go into those playoffs and you face some of these tougher teams who can stop the run. What happens next when you can't throw the football?
You pack up your stuff, you know, and it's going to be that simple. You know, when they get to someone who, you know, because just like Kerry did, I mean, they had certainly they had no answer in the throwing game. And I don't know how, because I didn't watch the film, I don't know how much Baker got in. And, you know, if they started playing him so they could throw the ball some, you know, because obviously Kerry totally
going into
shut
the
down.
fourth quarter, it's a one-score game. You know?
And Kerry had totally shut down their running game. So, you know, and that's, you know, maybe that's what happened, why they were able to get a couple scores in the second or in the fourth quarter, is because of turnovers.
Incomplete. Gavin Fry, the intended receiver, brings up 4th down, and with 3:22 left, really doesn't matter. Nice block out there. It's pancake by Ben Taylor. Of course, if that play is in the Ohio State game, they're calling a personal foul.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I was complaining. I actually wasn't complaining about the refs. I was complaining about the kid. I thought he kind of fell on him after the fact. But still, yeah, it was like, really? I've seen, again, a lot worse happen and not get a personal foul.
Fake punt. Holman throws it complete. 1st down in the Crawford territory, complete to Josh Heilman. And that's what happens when you have your quarterback back there as punter. And especially with some backups in here for Crawford, able to pick up the 1st down. Still 2:25 remaining, 41-6. Colonel Crawford with the lead. Reminder to call the Friday night phone board tonight, 419-562-2222 or 1-888-843-0024.
Well, you're getting those numbers down pretty well, Jared.
I didn't even have to look at the sheet, you know. Just have it memorized. I've heard it so many times. I heard myself say it so many times. I just have it memorized.
Thank you.
First down here for Upper Sandusky at the 35. Shotgun formation. Ward takes the handoff, bounces it outside, and is stuffed. Tyler Smith. And they're on the tackle. Hawker Kramer also in there to blow it up. And ends up 2nd down here with 1:24 left in the game. Is this kind of what you expected here tonight, Tim?
Yeah, pretty much. I thought Crawford would come back and play really well. I thought Upper might move the ball a little bit better in the air than they have so far tonight.
Holman shoots it. End zone. Incomplete. Gavin Fry, the intended receiver. Looked like he was open, had the catch, and then goes right through his hands.
Yeah, it looked like it was a drop that time.
We'll see what
it's
the,
a real good
the
throw.
replay.
Certainly a really good throw by Holman. I don't know if he got in his line of vision.
Rolling through on the coverage.
When he put his hands up in the air.
35.
Another Thu, huh? But they hope he plays defense the way his brother did.
Holman drops the snap, throws it out wide, complete.
We're going to get a holding call.
Caleb Francis the catch at the 25, and indeed holding, and that, I would assume, will end the game.
Yep.
Indeed, it will. Colonel Crawford comes in and dominates from the onset here. 41-6, your final score here tonight. Colonel Crawford will move on the season to 6-1. Upper Sandusky falls to 3-4. Stay tuned. We'll have the postgame show coming up here on WBCO, along with the OH report, postgame stats, analysis, and more. 41-6, your final. Colonel Crawford over Upper Sandusky. Stay tuned. We'll be back here on WBCO and the OH report.
Man, I wish I was out there. Let's unretire. Why not?
Guess who's back? Hey, Grandpa!
Grandpa? I still got it. Hey, I need that senior discount.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
We toil. We sweat. We live. We breathe. We ache and cry and laugh and bleed. We dance.
Yeah, it's the comeback. Are you ready for the comeback?
Byrie, Colonel Crawford wins this one. 41-6 is your final score. And what a win it was here for Colonel Crawford. They come out the gates. We talked about it in the pregame. They forgot that loss. Then they come out on top here tonight, 41-6, and definitely forgot that loss from last week.
Oh yeah, they just played very solid. They did what they normally do, you know, that they ran the ball very effectively. They finally hit a big pass, and they played great defense. You know, they really did a great job of keeping Caden Holden from getting a big play. You know, when he did complete passes, they made sure that he stayed in the pocket and, you know, didn't all of a sudden heave it down. So, and get a big play. in the passing game, and then Crawford just made him one-dimensional by totally shutting down the running game. So, yeah, they did a really, really good job of just doing what they wanted to do, and won the game like they should.
41-6 our final, and yeah, I mean, it's not like Upper Sandusky didn't have first downs. They continued to move the football in both halves, and
well, they had 18 first downs to Colonel Crawford's 10, but Colonel Crawford had
they have big plays where they don't.
They finally had some bigger plays, but Colonel Crawford, as I said, I've never seen anything like it. They only ran 7 plays in the whole second half. I mean, they scored 2 touchdowns on 2 big plays. And other than that, I mean, Upper control, they went on a 50-yard drive, but unfortunately it started at the 5-yard line. So they don't come close to scoring. Then they have they throw an interception. Then they have another one, another drive that they moved the ball pretty good, got some first downs, and then ended up Colonel Crawford's defense stiffened and shut them down. So, yeah, you look at it, and stat-wise, it's not crazy like it. Total yards, Crawford ended up with 326, and Upper ended up with 230. So, there's only a difference of 96 yards or 94 yards. So, the stat-wise, it looks, but like we talked about in the first half, and it continued both times in the second half, Crawford kept getting short fields. And again, to me, that's the influence of Trevor Vogt, because they wouldn't kick to him. So,
yeah,
so they kept starting on the 40 and 50-yard line all the time. But, so, yeah, he affects the game even when the ball's not in his hands.
Yep, regardless, Crawford gets the win 41-6. We're going to take a timeout. We'll come back with awards here on WBCO and the OH Report.
This is...
Man, I wish I was out there. Let's unretire. That's why I'm at.
Hey, Grandpa!
Grandpa?
I still got it.
Hey, I need that senior discount.
I'm good right here, bro.
Unretirement? Who'd be dumb enough to do that?
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more. Every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
I'm Josh with Scout Construction, proud sponsor of local teams and athletes. Check out your favorite local sports right here on the OH Report.
We toil. We sweat. We live. We breathe. We ache and cry and laugh and bleed. We dance. We play. We love. We nourish. We yearn and wish and hope and cherish. We mend. We heal. We repair. We sow. We love this land. It's what we do.
Hello, we are back with our Baker's Pizza MVP, Trevor Vogt. He had 194 yards tonight, some in the air, some on the ground as a quarterback. So talk me through it. Coming off that loss to Cary last week, what was the game plan? What was going through your guys' heads tonight?
Yeah, we just needed to bounce back. I mean, we had a tough loss at Cary. We had some opportunities. Obviously, they shut our offense down. Their defense was stout. But we knew Upper last year. They upset us. We were supposed to beat them. They came in, beat us at home, so we had to lock in. We know Caden Holman's a great player. He can throw the ball really well, so we just need to lock in.
You had a lot of rushing yards tonight, as did your other running backs. What was the game plan coming into this? What were you looking at? What did you guys see that you wanted to work on and make happen?
Yeah, I mean, we knew that our offensive line could punish them. I mean, our offensive line is so good. Like Lane Reich, Levi Johnson, Luke Coker, Juthu. I mean, even the backups are great. I mean, they're all so good. Like Upper's defense, they just couldn't stop it tonight. It helped us a lot.
You have a big game next week against Winford. Always a rivalry. What are you planning for that? What are you getting ready for next week?
Yeah, I mean, don't change anything. I mean, do what we do. Same thing every week. We just have to get better and better every single week.
All righty. Lastly, anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, homecoming.
That was like 3 weeks ago.
All right. Yeah, my Aunt Pam, my grandma, and all my family.
All righty. Thank you. And I think we are done for the night. So from the OH Report, we are out. Have a great one. Get on that bus.